Only time I'm going to be doing that, then it's not going to YouTube. How you doing, Zoe? Hope you're having a good day. Last time we met Wuklamat. We went on a boat. We went to Tulilolal. Learned a little bit of his history. Then we started the contest to declare who's going to be the new Dawn servant. And that's basically it. Hold on, I need to fix the audio because shockingly enough, Pikachu's Vacation was a little louder than my FF14 settings were, so I had to turn it down a little bit. So let me just get this fixed. Should be about here-ish, I think. How's the sound? Where's the... Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, that's where I should be about. Okay. You know what? Commitment to the roleplay. I'm not even going to comment on it. Just commit to the roleplay. Don't you look nice and fancy? Nice! So you've now met Honeybee Lovely. Who I will not comment on because we are currently streaming. Just you to be the keenest to head out, Relina. What are you talking about? It took a week to get here. Where are you, Val? Look at that, I wonder. Oh, good. You're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we need information, I thought we better to get it from the locals. These are help from the villages we're thinking to visit. I give you credit for taking initiative for one, at least. What do you mean, at least? I'm honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I too am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will be doubtless other occasions where we need to act independently, so I brought these two for the two of you. this? The Skull Ring Pearl. A gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have! It'll be very useful in our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two friends here. The Tuliola Saga features a number of True Elves clans. Two of these, the Hanulung and the Pilipula, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought the representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearances in layer reeds. Their home village of Karu is located in Kagamakuta. The other, smaller fellow, is one of the Pilu, clan of business-minded folk, Orkapaka. They appear in related gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in which fellow in their village. Now as for the deciding which to visit first, why didn't you pick that? Adventurous instinct of yours to work with us, Selena. Pick our destination. Alright. Picking the one that I feel takes the longest. When did you like to know? Our rank of silence is the cycle road ahead. As I recall, those go back to the paths of Tachi and Dawn, then take the road west towards Folk. We'll be wary of anything along the way. It's indeed the way to Rukabaka. After the damage wrought by the down, however, there'll be more stumbling along the walking. But do take heart. It comes to the rugged terrain. We have the most dependable solution available. Come with me. We're back for you, big, happy parrot man. I would like to talk to you in good time, friend Andrew. Oh, meanwhile, you can eat in plenty. There's several tie-ins. All been arranged. Alright, well at least they're okay with being told to wait. Yes, they do a literal Gucci. Introduce you to our most dependable companion, the alpaca. These animals can traverse Alpaca's steep mountains trails as if they were gentle fields, and all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they fill the same niche as Chocobo back home. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Alpacas are native to the Octoral. Eorzea has its own chocobos, and the eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of bringing another pack based in the place where its sister's called? As well as Navira then. Anyway. But must we ride these beasts, monsters? I get the impression you're not fond of alpacas. When I was small and a bit naughty, I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me. There was the foulest stench you can imagine. I see. What do they like to ride? Alpacas are bred as monsters inquisitive and docile, even those without experience find them easy to handle. You're really doing this then? So, is my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful. If it wasn't very wanted to hear. Good, I'll take my payment now. You want me to pay you? I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Peliplu value the actors I enjoy their trade, as you should know. They take pride in making deals to benefit and profit both parties. Here you go. A fair trade for your advice? Yes! I made a trade with the third promise herself. My friends will never believe this. I'll be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. I can't sell all the work from that, boys. I better not get spit on again. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I'm still not happy about this, but if we have to ride alpaca to reach our alpaca, then will do.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea. Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urkopacha, the 100 peaks of time. Of all the beasts which crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
So this is Urkopacha. I've never actually been here before.
The air is so crisp and clear. Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som-Al.
That is Workor Sormor, the tallest mountain in Yogg-Tural. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Oh? Do tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Wuk Lamat, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places. But I should introduce myself. I am Bol Nok, a weaver by trade.
Well met, Bolnok. We're on our way to Watrin Bello.
Oh, truly, I've just come from there, as it happens. I'd asked the Pelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
It's an Urkopacha specialty, a spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end. But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels. Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say. Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelu Pelu merchants.
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliolal. Pelu Pelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
Watchun Pelo's down the path! Off the main road! Don't get lost!
It's right there.
Behold! Level 90 alpacas! These alpacas are as strong as beasts that were at the edge of the reality. Is it? Pochapello, welcome to Palipillo. Look, the match should be have arrived again before, so. That's not good. You come all this way for the right of succession? Oh, this means I'm exchanging words with a future Dawn servant. Philip, please! The outcome is far from decided, but there is a possibility. How fortunate then, I deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulders of a budding ruler. And a nation's ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes. Finery for her finest lady, that's right. Come, Third Promise. Well, I will stocked shells, what? Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. What did we just talk about? Arunville! When did you? Shetona from far off Sectoral. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I can't imagine how you survived them with that lovely warm cloak of I call you unbackable. No thank you. Not in need of new clothes at the moment, neither is the Third Promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, my shop door is always open. You were saying something about not being easily charmed? I was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pelo people live for bringing happiness to the trade. They won't treat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase and unwitting customers, like Wuklomat fell prey to the affordable poach time and time again. Your only recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight into the minds of the Pele Pillow. As I'll take Arnival's word for caution to heart in hand. Da-ba-ba-ba-da. my finals moment, I'll admit. But now that we're here, let's do what we came to do. Find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy. Then cry. Cryle, Alice and I will speak with the merchants. Diplomat, you and Delaval might try approaching travelers to pass by. Really, Relina? Can we investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye? Should we learn out of use? Let's relate to the third promise. Servant Elector. Ah. Thought you were a new face of town. You're for the right succession, I take it. Me? I don't care much who sits on the throne, so long as they keep morale peaceful. People tend to not be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once the arrows are spears start flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy share of the joy double dice, eh? Oh, right, yes. You're about the Elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading halls, I've heard that there are contests afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger Tobley will probably tell you more about it. Gee, I wonder who the leader of the country would have gone to be an elector. Who's impartial. Electors? Oh, yes, I've heard all about the riot succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm ready for Zerelcha. If the first promise wins, they'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands, column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities that spread companies far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking. Something on crafty goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? Very well. So you want to know about the Elector? I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zorauja or his policies. What was your first clue that I'm not a fan of war? I'm really curious. What is a good plot? Hello there, I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You take a moment to see how priced up pack is before you leave, though. Oh, but sure to admire them from a respectful distance. Get too close and our nervous darlings might be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. I happened to visit a buyer not so long ago. Nobody, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without totally noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Togri is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they share where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay a visit before the others return. That's a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head lodger can be here somewhere. I can't let the fear deter me. No, not to say I'm scared. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobly? Tobly? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can tell you though which one he is though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobly often mentions his fate. He also resists a proper trade. But who can? Who else can, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Heh, so it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobly a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone who thinks might be Tobly. Let's ask some questions around. Great! We can meet back here to share our impressions. Bum, 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 bum. Do you think I might be Tobly? Maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none of them are more alpaca than I. Am I Tobly? Yes, that's me. Excellent work for the third promise center and entourage sharp instincts. Shall we commence with the right succession then? Gee, could it be this one who has a person standing at? Ah, a visitor from across the south, if I'm not mistaken. You're warned, alpacas will spit you startle them, and just keep your movements slow and deliberate. I'll say I'm not Tobly. I mean, oops. I should have said that. You might have to find out for yourself who Tobly is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. I see we've both done with our interrogations. So who do you think it is? I am suspicious. Let's hear your pick. Ah, the workers who tend to stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip off that mask and ranch, so to speak. We know it's you, Tobly, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobly, head rancher of Wakapaca and head rancher of the family ranch. I'm also one of Galu Jaja's electors. Aha! And a place featured in Tuliana's saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. She found you out fair and square, Tobly. And I'm glad she did. Would have been pretty had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dunservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all. Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Dobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Dobley. That's part of the test.
You're Dobley.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawn Servant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered a number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example! This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said. Ah! The little monster spat on me! Oh, that stinks! I can't.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Wild valley breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but beatable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching. The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
As I said, The Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the rite, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
Also, he's cheating his companions.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Are you all right, Orclamart? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it. But would you mind taking a sniff from me, just to make sure the stench has ruined my sense of smell? Hey, I saw that look. Look at at the cemetery. The valley alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one would not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I had thought enough trouble with the tame alpacas. How do you expect me to rank a wild one? The proper saddle. We infuse the leather with our electron scent that soothes the spinning beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, you need to find the saddle and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. A crafting saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel. In the thousands color. You mean 10,000? I don't have that kind of coin. But right in the guild, it comes around a million or so. Perhaps we all trip and brokerage. No. This is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right having others pay the cost. I'll find the money somehow. In that case... That basket of wool is worth the sum of you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hunter column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for even more valuable goods until you have something just as simple as a bag into the saddle. That's a nice gesture. You think I can unveil the million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not a million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and got confused with April's Melly and Gil. I'm not so sure about this journey idea. You're almost dunked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments before you arrived. But I just... I hate it when you're right. But let me argue with your deal making. Hello again, Mabru. I work here as a red hat. I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. I was alright, eating now, yes? I guided Hamus towards the first step, the beat at Lake West. As long as Wukalamat goes on the road to capture alpaca, she's free to accept the decision of whoever she likes. Alright, let's see about getting you in the saddle then, I promise. I don't know why you'd make it your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Look on board, Mabru. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? Maybe easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay and pitch into the lance work. With Mabru gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to their backs. Gladly. Although, Melina, I think you should go and book the mat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over. I'm sure they have sage advice to share. In that case, you should hold on to the alpaca wool. If misplaced or soiled in any way, you would have nothing to bargain with. How could I do such a thing? But I'll leave the wool with Lena anyway. I better keep my hands free. To begin with, I suggest we trade the wool to Val, the saddler. I won't agree to the deal, of course, but I'll give us an idea for how much you'll accept for his wares. I mean, yeah, I could call for it to put in a loan. I think I can handle a million gil by myself, though, quite nicely. Something I can do for you? We've got the bargain. I need one of your special taming cells to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle it is, and how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle make it after wool? Besides, that would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Order me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mezcal. I'd like to nurse a cup and days in while I inspect my finest work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff, and you'll have got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, sir, promise. Such mezcal could be had for only 5 pounds column. Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer's changed. Zana's going to cost a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. So now Jack will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, third promise. I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. You know what? Zoe, you're right. I should flex with my alpaca. can't say I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. May these Pelu pray for your victory, Buklamat. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from those horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still, others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the fortune of cycle promise and visions. They become obsessed with the innovations like the dirigibles that made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havali, convinced that the first promise plans for the conquest will afford them opportunities to good for great profit. But what about you, Mabru? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I remember the accounts of what it was like when Yokoi ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn Servant to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I better make sure I win the contest. One of the type of mascot the Salivate wants is so very expensive. Weren't we just expecting to need 10,000 pells on the outset? That's been changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or a stomach for alpacas. I won't give up the piece until the yellow and 9. Then neither will I. We'll make you a Dawn Servant. Aiming for the 10,000 pel junk right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's start trying expressing wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool, and someone the trader lost to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. That's right, that was a random cloak cell that we ran into. Of course, the Weaver! Bolnook was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. Alright, where are you? There you are. How you doing, Wook? Look at it. His face is so squidgy. This is a spot that after Bolnook talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikulvo's Inn. Most visitors to Capello end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? No preemptive. Can I have that basket, Relina? Wool. Thanks. Now let's see if I can turn a profit. Bolnook, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Thought promised you. You wish to do business with me? I did ask what this is all about. I see. So the goal is to turn a basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace and Doral is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would have that our pledge to serve peace with the one throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that my pay contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would be easily fetch a 5-pearl, 100 color. That's very generous, Balnook. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you. May fortune bless your future achievements. I can't believe you could double your investment with the first deal. What a spectacular start. Only because we neither remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connection you built with people are vital. It's one of the most important fundamental principles of trading. One in which you instinctually invested. You think so? I know so. Now let's take our 500-pearl poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Yeah, Melina, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Erenville would never let me get the end of it. All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. I was convinced that was going to be a part of the society quests. And it was not. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual with urgent need for a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? The obvious answer, isn't it? We look for someone without the poncho and hope that he could buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than just starting right here at the end. There might be interest shot for us. Long Moja wearing nothing to see. These are probably Lankar sellswords. A Mulujam who was soldier for a living preferred to wear anything but the waist. It hampers their movements. So if they're bare shoulders, Mulujam carry their arms and struck up the list. It's not gonna be her. Hey, Darth. Zoe, can you put the cushions out so Darth has something to fall on to? I think this one. Let's see, no cloak or cloak, but also no weapon. Oh, we might have a winner. friend there. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by a beast on the way here. I barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker for Diliolo. I was dressed quite smartly. All the bears show the fellow I'm a manager takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho! This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We would be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade for one of your fine tools, perhaps. What about this hatchet? I grabbed it myself and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, the hatch well made. I value about £1 in 1,000 Scotland. Oh, well, 500 is 1,000. We have a deal. Wonderful. A fine garment such as this should be put fine footing with even any pellet merchant. Like the Eponius masters of Melpa's mate garden for one. Her fine hands use hatchets to harvest the mate. And I thought to impress her with a tool I sold you. No matter. I have other wares to sell. Glad I have to meet you. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Melpa's mate garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance upward. We should take alpacas. These will be the can type, right? Well done recognizing the toolmaker as a potential customer. If you're in mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. Lady, I have 33 times the amount that we need. I'm already an excellent merchant. I trade mostly in dye and food. And the occasional bit of clothing that I have to make. Before we get going, you should be told want to hold on to this. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpaca Pablo is so kindly provided. Ready to go? Then let's mount up. And yes, welcome to errands. And it's up to the meat fields we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we would never have become traveller merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Toral? You make a great merchant. I am the iconic of this. I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. Borger Salon was that the name? Of a revolting sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. I'll take the long way around the cliffs to get there. The highlands belong to the Hokkien. So, Mabru, you said that you were learning to be a peddler profession. You don't care for the ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with the alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, then I'll be able to prove that I can do this after all. In that case, you best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. I saw a couple of hunt targets I had back there. I need to come back to them later. Gotta get back to saving my notes. We made it! And without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Abe's Inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Class? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Doubly took me in. Took me in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone was hard at their throats, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one willing to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm telling you this. You need to keep trading things for your saddle if you have to prepare for the piece of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatches. Add to that Wickleman's way of people, we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. Let's well for yourself over there. Pass the hatchet of the third promise and let's get to bargaining. Hey, Mablu. Just so you know, if he did actually adopt you as an orphan, he'd want you to live out the life you want to live. Just say. You had that little X for me? Thanks. Now we can see what we can get for it. You're Mipru, the owner of these fields? I have a mind to trade if you're what? Well, the third promise. I might be convinced this is their same proposal, but they have to offer. This hatchet! Forged by a seasoned artisan, the razor edge of this extension tool will make light work for your crops. The quality is acceptable. I suppose I'll offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued to £1 and 1,000 column, same price as the hatchets. Those will bring us no closer to Mescal. If I may, Mr. Smithwood, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does that not mean demands for hatches afford the higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I prepared an ample batch of tools well in advance. We missed the window for demand. In that case, we have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise good graces. Sure, that's worth your consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. These innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need for hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wickleman. This is why I am prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair, given your reasons. We ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help bring your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until corner reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labour to the bargain. value to the scales. How can I forget one of the most basic rules of trade? You're gonna ask here if you like Nablu. Lee and I will might rather. Oh no, I'm helping too. After the fields then, I mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Now granted, there are characters who are richer than me in universe. Godbert is one of them, who was already mentioned. We also have the Syndicate of Ul'dah. And I'm pretty sure nation leaders. Maybe Hancock. I'm not entirely sure how much money he actually has. So like, Petra, he's probably richer than me. I feel like that's probably a given. He's a dragon who runs a city based on India. You brought me some leaves then? An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fare before I make any decisions though. Here, we brought our shares as well. Seriously, I can't say I want a voice for her. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I'm prepared to offer you this sack of highest grade mate leaves. Premium, mate! What, the shop one sack of these would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Now we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we came to a mutual agreeable trade. As am I. All the best for the rest of your harvest. Blue? What's wrong? As I was saying before, even after everything Toby's done for me, I'm planning all to become a merchant. But I need your help after forgetting the basic road trade. How can I expect Toby to accept my decision then? Not exactly. I want to prove I could succeed before I became a peddler. Before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. Now I want to preserve Tulal's peace and become Dawn's servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing. I wouldn't be surprised if Toby held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for your advice. But first, you have a saddle to buy. I want the success under my belt so I can be sure to my decision. What's next then? Would try to trade our leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for premium mezcal. bargain our way into double the value, eh? You can trust me. I will make this trade work. I admire you for a promise that you hold your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Siraj and Kona? I mean, of course I am. I awoke the mat of the Dawn's promise, after all. A little bit of Kura came out there. Oh, of course, the Leviers. They also probably have more money than me. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to, that's proving Annabelle's point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Bell Skull Distillery. Man, it has been foggy our entire time here. Did it again. Oh wow, one of them actually aggroed on me. Flying alpaca! Well, we want to speak with a man named Gobri. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of products that we are to be convinced to trade for twice the value of these worth. We're going to need the target information. That means ask her around and talk talking in the gossip. Do you talk to people here in the distillery, Melina? Perhaps Wicklamac could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and learn what we can. I'm a chief chef from Toriola. I often come here to buy Gobley's mezcal. Finest in Torral. Or to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings. I can't handle stuff too well myself. I take small sips not wanting to be impolite, you understand. But still, I end up so adult to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less potent pressures during our conversations. That's why I have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. Wow! Gobley, you're an asshole. That's like... God, is that the Adeleggy levels of marketing? Or is it Lord Lolorito level? Either way, it's very Ulda. Not much I can say about Gobley. I can tell you what Gobley's been saying. The other day he was marking what monsters probably around. And gave Jaws there's a field where they gave ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it hard to procure the said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue. It's hard to celebrate when it's big work that it does. And regularly bring joy to people we can't keep making the thing they love. might be a deft hand still. Please, no sense of medical appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to house of business negotiations. He presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though. He'll be left on a sun perch. So what did you find? Oh, we can make use of all these tidbits. The deal's as good as sealed. As for me, I found out Gobi is working. There's a milestone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go ahead and I'll bring Wickle a map. I mean, yeah. This is indeed a use for alpacas. Here, buddy. Your business where we met him? Why don't we talk down below so as not to distract the alpaca from his work? Now, what's this about? Keep it brief if you would. I'm a busy man. Well, we're looking for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal. Assume you have any on hand, that is. An excellent choice. Must worry though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have pill, but we can offer you a sack of meat leaves in exchange. It's top grade stuff, just like the mezcal. No deal. Meat leaves are well good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal? Just like that? Still, hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we send chat a while over a couple of mezcal? Now the real bargain begins. Which of our cars do you want to play first? Let's go to that one. Let's reconsider our timing. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers. We'll go, Chief, it's the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, what if I benefit from having other refreshments offered? Something like meat tea, for instance. And brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Ah, you're right, absolutely right. I had not noticed the growing reluctance on my part of the going friends. But did not realize I myself was to blame. Was it ever to be better host? Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're not after. Not yet. We give that car up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect, you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with our presence. What it costs us to decide, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. Your mezcal was to be served there. Bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, you mean the rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes, I must admit. The distillery, for their boldness of it all, would be a great honour to him. And an opportunity if I could secure the deal. Well, I think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared. First presents last. You have to beware your very bed. Yes, when you walk into the polar sunset. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime simply for one of proper garments. I would. Or saying you have garments to offer something ideal for Cal. We have no garments in hand, I'm afraid. But we can provide you with the next best thing. An introduction to a weaver. His name is Bal Nock, and his works that are highly regarded until the Olal. As a squad of Wukomat and the keen observer of Planet's politics, we doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of outfit to fit this golden occasion. But this is certainly a tempting proposal, and one which I should like to take full advantage. The scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, what if there are monsters running amok in Agav Jaws? There's a problem we could easily solve for you. Surely. I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. Once we're assigned to hire sales source to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and introduction to the Trusted Weaver, this is able to be a sound bargain. Alright, you have a deal. Yes! I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment and Relina and I will take care of the sprawling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use this opportunity to pen an introduction out to welcome Paul Nock. Alright, let's go kill things. After we speak with Wukomat. This should be our game Charles, right over there. I'll go faster we split up. Come and find me once you've finished clearing out your share of the pests. So, Darth, how's your week been? Alright, let's do a little bit of shopping. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this will be no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery and all that's left is to give Mablu the sack of these so she can seal the deal. Oh hey, it's the mountain that we are awed by. It is very tall. I'm pretty sure based on Machu Picchu. Pretty sure. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Now, once the problem has been resolved, Mr. Googly, here are the mate leaves and the written introduction to Balnook as agreed. Then the deal's done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with compliments. Yes! We finally have mezcal! Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, I promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you. But truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand. For now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, I'll be back to stroke more deals with you. We have our booze. Even at the palace, I didn't know how long I'd held 10,000 pound jug of anything before my hands will stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Can you imagine if we drop? I'll start all over again. Luckily, Halval's place is not far. We just need to head over across the plaza. Amusing, I've been doing all of this with a bird on my shoulder that's worth 10 times the amount of this booze. This is it! The trade we have been working towards. So I don't know if it's dropped down in price now. Never actually sold it. Nor bought it. Phew, still one piece. Right, time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, saddler. We brought your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing! A music clump of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift negotiation. Although I sooner aid no claimant but Zorancha, I cannot go against the guiding principles of Pelu Pelu. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle without a promise. Right! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requested materials, so this won't take long. Your mission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. Ah, I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! I didn't think we started off with only 100-pound basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you're going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that third promise. We gotta make what we came for. So let's return to the ranch on the other. You've acquired the saddle then? Yes, and thanks in no small effort to Babu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring you out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. I know. This is something I need to learn. Alpaca. Great sunken gods, I did it! You already seem much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Klamat's touch. That's because of the singular scent which the saddle is being coated, the alpacas find it very soothing. You know, I've never taken a good look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute. You're really nice now noticing that. So Oucha, he's back. Having done exactly what he set out to do. What the heck he's brought? Is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence down in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and his own kind. How do you manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows where its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how great the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Clement. Strength alone won't win in my father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Tarao can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopeless firsthand. Exhausted from the long conflict, the wages of war and merciless nature, these are what moved the clans to join the founding of Taral all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village, whose birthday at best kind of broken heart, and behold, they regard wars not as tragedy, but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide an education. He offers much needed lessons in the realities of the conquest and renewed appreciation of peacetime. Tis true that misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes, and what becomes of an empire forced the violence you propose. The rebellions are spawned and the ruins it leaves left behind. I was the one that caused the ruins. The Guardian Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts, only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Guru Jaja did not elevate the Mamuja, why he treated all the clans with equal respect. However, the Bartholomeus has his gaze fixed upon the more distant horizons. He would unite not only Toriola, but the star in its entirety. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done. Very well done indeed. The first promise is complete. The feet of gold with an appropriate golden flourish. May I present to you your much desired keystone. You are not. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even with Kona. It's like we're not even family. He is not His Excellency Trace Kushrinada. He wishes he was the Excellency Trace Kushrinada. I'm sure it's gonna be. I kind of wish they made it to alpaca trial by the possibility. And one is a possibility in a treasure dungeon to have a golden alpaca fight. I'll ponder Zarauja and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the feet of gold. I have my saddle. I have practiced how to use it. So lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Ankura is in the northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see local map off on our hand. Cheer on, Clement.
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wooklamart is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shaktural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking, and I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Wait. Do you hear that?
I did it!
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, Third Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
I'm so relieved the Third Promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the piece of gold. Well, Clement still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Probably surprising that she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what? We'll meet them out of way fatigue like magic though. Matt D. I'll be run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time with them, and tea will be ready when you arrive. Come on, Blue, so I suggest we should set a slower pace for exhausted our promise. By slower pace, I mean I'm going to fucking fly. Because we have been going almost 2 hours and we've only finished half the quests before the dungeon. Come back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Local Matt can't be that far behind. No, I literally flew across the valley. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished to beat a gold, have you? Yes, there's no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes! We did it! Although, I can't find a shiny one like Sarauja did. I'd be surprised if he had. Golden alpaca are worn once every few decades. They're elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Gulu Jaja himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuliola, in a time where the mountain giants, the Yokoi, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mans to highlands to deliver goods of food and other tribute. Those were the wretched days to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came the young Guru Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of the Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure equal to the Yokoi in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing in a new conqueror's come. Yet Guru Jaja showed no inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, slipping from cups of meat tea, and offered them grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated that the visitor would decide to do next. Gulu Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu from the Yokoi subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders. I propose we take the road to peddle beverages. It suggested what seemed obvious for one who travelled as he did. Entitled for saying amity beef. So it was that a few words from Guru Jaja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. I've never heard upon the Papa Forge with the Pelu spoken of that in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. You may not know that Guru Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures. Oh, ordering one was the best I could manage. The feat require no more than that, Third Promise. You brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anything's any more ordinary, it's me. Here we go. Here we go. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Belly-Pello fashion. I sorely doubt your siblings could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishment, which earned you your keystone. A perfect fit. At least 6 more. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pello people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Mokunoa. You've given me courage to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. Tobly, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your friend, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my lord's lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. I never once had wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found the calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Thank you, Tobly. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal? Then I suggest you talk to the Yokoi. They once ruled over far more than Ukapaka and Pelupelu. 1,000 years ago. They were the overlords of Yogg-Toral and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelupelu were commanded to search for the City of Gold. They scoured every corner of the continent but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yokoi have to tell us? They might not have found it, but the fact that they weren't thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Versus value delving into the legends that originated? You lose nothing from asking the questions. Besides, I've already determined to follow the path of the saga. We'll be visiting the giants eventually. question I've been meaning to ask you since we finished with the feast. Where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes. Places like it just seemed fashionable in Yoctoralo around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become a common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago? Right around the time my grandfather made his journey. Yet a Dawn said implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Sure, there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how the first came to craft it, I could try to find out, seeing as I am a regular seller for many merchants. I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you. Jumping feast person into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, let's head to Tuliola and get ready to search for the next elector. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Thurvin, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. I made the right call last week. She is a fearsome opponent and a brother of hers. He even brought the golden alpaca here. But here's as Raja's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in expansion of ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Whereas I've grown to love Wicklamat, everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mabel. You might be right. But I'm an elector, and thus I must remain unbiased. It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt. Even my victory pales beside Rauja and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you'll be so smart. But I want to be strong, or wise, like my brothers. To be a promise that people respect. Which is not like if I stand here carrying on about such things. Let's move on. Back to Zabro Tai with us. The contest has already begun. Yeah, that took exactly 2 hours to do. And that's half of them. Meaning if I wanted to do both of them last week, I would have had to stream an extra 4 hours. Well, depending how long this next one takes, but I'm imagining it's going to be like an hour and a half. At least. And just like that, we found an elector. And our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep moving and march towards the Kazumaka. Chances are we'll find an elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what the reputation Handel friends have to say. I've been quite content waiting here, dying on the third promise coin. It seems you're ready to ask your questions now. So, what would you like to know? The Branta Okun and I go south of the Arch of the Dawn and follow the roads running alongside the Kazumaka River. Is that right? It is. Would be warned, however. My brother told me the recent storm has rendered the path even more muddier than usual. Proving is quite poor in some places. Far worse was the destruction visited upon our homes. Houses were torn apart, and several people were injured and not killed. Even our beloved festival is in danger of being called off this year. If you still plan on going, I must urge you to proceed with caution. We'll be sure to watch out for everything. Thank you. Now worry for the Hanu. It seems like they were hit hard by that sword. Anyway, we're down for the Kazamuka. We should head over to the arch. Are we all ready to leave? Then onwards to Kazumaka. Blah 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 blah. Open the way.
Kosamauka, the land of rainbow terraces. It commands the gaze of all who visit without fail. The many-colored marvel. An endless torrent of water cascades over sheer cliffs to shape the wetlands below. To its relentless flow, all life must yield. Together with Wuklamat, we proceeded along the Marsi Trail, a road upon which the Dawn Servant and his comrades once traveled.
Look at those falls. Even from this distance, you can feel the weight of that water.
The Isle of Ham was impressive, but as you can see, Tulihiola does not want for natural wonders.
The ground is swampy, so watch your step. You wouldn't want to fall into a bog.
I won't. I told you I've been here before. Come on. Okanu isn't much farther.
There's no stopping the third promise, is there? I don't think she has Erenville to keep her from getting lost. Rather grumbly, he's certainly there for her. Everyone should be lucky, so lucky to have such a loyal childhood friend. Right, let's get moving. If we continue along this road, we should find ourselves in the village before long. Everyone is alright then. And none of the rest of here. Except for a certain third promise who slipped in the mud despite my explicit warning. Hey, I asked you not to say anything. I didn't. Hey, anyway, this is a Hana village I was telling you about. Okuhanu. It's like our friend said, the people are in no mood for festivities. I can only assume they're still recovering from the damage wrought by the storm. Indeed. Well, let's do what we can to do and help the selector. Oh, holy! Oh, what now? Is a hand of greeting? Surely you heard it the last time you were here. Well, I was busy enjoying the festival. Greetings to the third promise in our entourage. I, son of Holy, as elder of my people, I shall be fulfilling the duties of our elector during the rite of succession. I'm ready to give the feat my test my worth. All in good time, all in good time. In fact, I gotta let you know that we are not quite ready to begin. For a moment, please enjoy the hospitality of our village. Right then, I helped to do some investigating that which panels, so let's take a look around and see what all's well. My suggested vision forces, for instance, Ernville, Elsa, and Kyle could concentrate on the southern half of the settlement. Meanwhile, Wukla, Matt, Rolina, and myself will handle the northern half. Sounds good to me. Vacations where I wanna be. Party on the beach where the sun is free. I don't need to celebrate. You heard about the storm? I've never seen the likes of it before. The supplies that the Dawn servants said we're making progress, repairing and rebuilding our homes. But while rows of walls can be patched, there's not much else we can lost for good. A lot of houses are still damaged and the Hanu have spoken to not their usual cheery selves. The storm must have broke more than wood and reeds. There must be something I do to help them. I'm gonna look around a bit more. Vessels, remnants of a bird, the peak and pillars are. This boat's supposed to be woven from the same leads. I've seen gathered bundles here and there. Bones hold both physical, practical, and cultural significance for the Hanu then. Hello? Can you all hear me? I'm told they're ready to receive us now. the large building in the south of the village. On my way! What to hurry over to?
No sign of Zorolja, or that oversized lout.
How much easier it would be if Soralja were to fail here. But that isn't likely to happen.
Honored guests, I am Zanuhali, Elder of the Hanu. I am also an elector, charged with judging which among you is worthy of ascending the throne. Without further ado, let us talk of the feat.
Not so fast! Surely you couldn't begin without us.
You made it after all.
No need to fuss. There is no time limit for this challenge. Now, if you would allow me to proceed. It is here, in Okanu, where my people forged a bond with the Dawn Servant during our own chapter of the Tuli Yolal saga. In homage to those events, I have prepared for you the Feat of Reeds.
Reeds seem to be of great importance to the Hanu. I wonder what this feat entails.
We use reeds in every part of our lives, be it as food or weaving material. But look around the nearby paddies, and you will see that this season, our crops are failing. How fortunate, then, that my appointment to Elector coincided with this predicament. For surely, those who aspire to be Dawn Servant would find the matter of an ailing harvest a mere trifle to resolve.
Aye, well, it is indeed the duty of a ruler to address the people's woes.
Exactly, exactly. Do well in this, and you will earn my keystone.
Why bother mucking about in the mud when we can take the stone by force?
Oh, mercy me! You are a hot-headed fellow, Bakul Jaja. Some electors may enjoy going toe-to-toe with scrappers like you, but I refuse to entertain your base instincts. Arrangements have been made. Should you attempt to engage a feat giver in combat without their consent, word of your immediate disqualification will be sent to the palace. If you're still feeling feisty, then by all means, draw your weapon.
Yes, please.
This contest is presided over by cowards. There's no sport in fighting you.
Then we can return to the business of earning my keystone. The Feat of Reeds is begun. Claimants, I wish you the best of luck.
The clever kitty crossed the seas to study foreign novelties. He might know tricks we don't. Tricks we can use.
What of Little Miss Mittens?
You know the answer to that. Compared to the first and second promise, she's a distant third. Not even in the running.
Then we see eye to eye on this, brother. Being Bakul Jaja so long with me has rubbed off on you. These allies of hers, though, they might be a problem.
Damn it! I'm just as qualified to be here as they are. I'll show them.
Easy now. There's no time limit, remember? Let's keep calm and think things through.
Right. You're right. I won't win against that lumbering Vidrol by losing my head.
That man you go one-on-one with the Undertaker. No, Darth. You have to understand. Being a twin head means he's actually two people. So what I suggest is that we have a tag team match between Bakul Jaja and the Undertaker and Kane. Yeah? I don't know the first thing about farming, but if there's a way to save the harvest and help the Hanu, then we're going to find it. I'll make Bakul Jaja eat his words. Understanding the nature of the problem will be a key to solving it. We need to examine the reasons themselves and introduce the cause of their poor condition. Renville, will you please take us to the fields where the things are growing? Of course, follow me. Oh, Randy Orton's face. He is a face right now. The Go Jaja lost in about 5 minutes. Most of that was the entrance. You can all stand back. I'll get to the bottom of this problem in no time. Give me strength. Let's all scour the fields and help our bold leader identify anything unusual. Okay. Actually, you know what? Am I actually allowed to do this? I want to know. Nope, I'm not. That's a shame. Oh well. I'm not allowed to use my botany to help get to the bottom of this. Buddy. Oh! I have finally finally fully caught up on SummerSlam. Did so at the weekend. It's kind of impressive how much just having Cena being a face again just makes him better in matches. It's enough. I'll call everyone together and we can share our discoveries. Well, what do we think? Any obvious problems? I agree. The waters look to be good quality, as does the mud in which the reeds have been planted. The frogs and insects are usually corrupted. That's just the problem is affecting not only the reeds, but also the creature which lives among them. There's something invisible to the naked eye in the waters. We need an alchemist to know for certain. I don't have much to add about the fields, but something else occurs to me. When you were describing how the creature seemed lifeless, I couldn't help but imagine all the listless villages. They've suffered a terrible tragedy, but there's another reason for their plague these spirits, I believe. Go on. The festival is a traditional and occasional for celebration renewal, so without it, the Hanu are struggling even more to recover. The last time I visited the village was in the middle of the festivals. You'll never see the Hanu more joyful and alive. It's an indispensable part of their culture, and its absence will only compound the rules. So I say we help them put on their festival. Give them a reason to cheer in these sad times. Who knows? Maybe fixing one problem could lead us to a solution to the other. So it's like being facing the match. Although, to be fair, it's him having bad match with that heel. I will say, them justifying Cena being a heel that's trying to ruin wrestling is why his matches were bad. It's a nice little subtle nod that they acknowledge that there was something off about these. And I will also say that period where he was trying to be a heel did make Sunday more special. It made that match when he was back to his usual self hit so much harder. My point of contention though, that should have been fucking Mania. He should have been a heel from, I want to say last year to WrestleMania, where he went face against Cody again. That removes the Travis Scott from the equation because Face John is allowed to win, especially if he's going for Super Cena. Anyway, I have to do this. Yes, it did. Strange things have happened. Right? I fail to see the relation between festivals and heels. There's no way to hasten into the same idea. Things which seem unrelated can later prove to be connected in surprising ways. True, and being bereft of ideas as we are, any proposals worth entertaining. I suppose. Besides, this is Ruko and Matt's journey. It's only right that we follow her lead. Thanks, everyone. By the way, does anyone know where the festival float is? It's like a boat woven from reeds that looks like a bird. And that big building on to the north? Let's go and see it. There's not much less to write when I'm traveling alone. And yeah, that made it so much worse. Which is also probably the other reason why the abruptness of the face turning back the face happened, because the payoff they were aiming to get from heel Cena was not going to happen. By the way, this was the first of the two I actually did last year. I did it in the reverse order this time around, and I think it works better because, dear God, if this was your first real example of her on the journey, this is not a good one, guys. Yes, this is the float gallery, I remember. Does not appear somewhat damaged to you. We should take a closer look. Dear, one of the bird's eyes seems to be missing a gemstone. I don't think I want to really know what the original payoff was, if I'm being honest with you, Darth. Oh, that's definitely broken. How will I lift this giant grey vessel without all the pole carrying poles intact? These tails feathers have seen better days. I swear the colours were a lot brighter last I saw them. Well, I think we can all agree the bird was in dire need of help. Now, how do we go about fixing it? What's going on here? We were mining your festival to the same as the poor state. Did the storm gather? Yes, we had to leave it exposed while we were ushered our people to safety. With the full in its condition, there could be no lifting of wings. No, any Hannah. Any Hannah? That's what the festival was called! I want to help you hold it. Have you not seen our village? Homes are ruined, we're struggling to make repairs, and you want us to hold a festival? I know it's how it sounds, but giving into misery never improved anyone's situation. A celebration of life and growth may help give you the strength to work through the tragedy. The World Festival leader's mine this year, and there's nothing I would like more than to lift everyone's spirits. But we don't even have enough materials to repair the float. We need a baraxai for the missing eye, uyo polo wood for the poles, and feathers from the wind chosen to adorn the tail. Two of those I know. Baraxai is a type of precious stone used in arcane equipment, and Buikuni is essential for crafting ceremonial instruments. These chosen feathers, however... The winds chosen is the victor of a competition in which the contestants see who can blow a feather from the furthest using wind magics. And that's something of a problem right now. We Hanu are gifted at employing such airy sorceries, by expending a great deal of mana when doing so. We're so exhausted by the effort, and having no reeds to eat will only make it harder. I think I understand. Your vibrant reeds grow quickly and vigorously, so much so that they stifle the development of nearby plants. There must be a potent source of energy to your naturally in luck. There are indeed. Owing to the poor harvest this year, we have been left enervated. When we cannot gather the correct materials as directed by custom, we cannot repair the festival flow. Oddly enough, we may have just stumbled upon our solution. The winds chosen would by necessarily have a natural gift for manipulating magical energies, which means any feather taken from the victor should be high in etherical conductivity. The float's construction also requires a stone of arcane equipment, as well as timber used for ceremonial tools. The demand for such specific materials must have an underlying reason. I didn't, Darth. There's actually a secret weapon for smite lances. Precisely what I was thinking. This bolt that reads is in fact a focus of some kind. A focus for what? Oh, any hand is a harvest vessel, isn't it? That must mean the float was made to encourage healthy crops. So we repair the boat and hold the festival, as arcane powers might fix what's wrong with the reeds. We won't know until we try, but it's a sound theory. Celebrations, prayer, ritual ceremonies, it's all of them know an elusive miraculous red for Wait. The float? A tool for magic? This is the first I'm hearing of it. In the beginning, it may not have been. After a good harvest year, there would be no reason to change it. When the harvest was poor, new adornments were likely added, and those who performed the labour may have imbued their work with ardent hopes for a brighter future. Though years of trial and error, the Hano would have refrained from their festival's float to focus for harvest prayers. Incredible! I know they're practically fainting from hunger, but reviving in Hana really does sound like a solution to all your woes. And I promise we'll do everything in our power to help you. I'm still not convinced about this focus business, but I accept your aid nonetheless. I'll introduce you to the shipwright as we maintain the float over the last few years. He's replaced both the eyes and the claws before, so you should know how to produce what you need. Then I'll say now to acquire the feathers. We will encourage the people of Kahuna to gather via the tile wind chosen by sharing with them our own reserves of mana. I'll go with you. I carry some alchemical brews that may have for some effect. The three of us will visit the shipwright then. Not without me. I'm working hard to fix the flow as best I can. The responsibility is mine after all. I've not introduced myself yet. I'm Unohara. Nice to meet you, Unohara. I'm blah I miss it. Alright, let's talk to Kryl. Thanks to that, we found ourselves a promising way forward. Experience and knowledge are valuable assets. There's something to be said for following one's instincts. Shipwright name is Wukib. He's a Zebral who only moved to Cosmo a few years ago. He has since mastered our customs, and I'm almost frightened with greed. This especially strict when it comes to manners, so make sure to offer him a proper Hana greeting. We won't want to offend him, right, before we ask any favor. A proper Hana greeting? Oh, that one! Don't worry, I remember how it goes. And we shouldn't have any problems. So, let's head to Okabe, to east of here. Huh, it's free on YouTube. Yeah, I might check that out over the week. Though I do have stuff I need to be getting through first that I've been kind of putting off. It's okay, baby. The village of Owl. Those who threaten the cousin of God from Tuliolo or elsewhere are welcome to live here among the Hanu. As for O'Keefe, he lives and works in the House of Waters, high at the top of the large tree nearby. Well, me, but I should warn you, climbing up the stairs can be challenging. He thinks I'm climbing. I am a flying alpaca.
What do you want with me?
Right. The greeting. Oho Kali!
Oh, Kali! Good. You brought your manners with you. When in Ukanu, do as the Hanu do. For a country as diverse as ours, the preservation of harmony demands that we respect the cultures of all peoples who call it home.
Well, that explains your familiarity with Hanu customs. And you speak truth, of course. To live together means to learn about each other.
Ah, I appreciate an open mind. In fact, I get the sense we've met before. You're Wu Clement! Oh, what an unexpected honor for old Wokevu. Here I am prattling on about manners, and I've gone and insulted the third promise herself. There is no excuse for this betrayal of etiquette. Please, take up your axe and claim my impudent head!
I will not. Keep your head. I hate formalities anyway, so forget about it, all right?
All right then. Consider it forgotten.
How prompt.
We're actually here about the Ihihana float. It's in bad shape, and we need you to craft new carrying poles and a new eye. I'm told you work with Uyuipo wood and a certain kind of stone? Abokisha?
That I do. But while I would like nothing more than to offer my services, I just used the last I had of both those materials. My lumber in particular went to fixing homes damaged by the recent storm. I'll need 10 days or so to restock.
We can't wait that long. If you tell me where to go, I'll gather them myself.
What? Send the third promise out on an errand like some common lackey? That's utterly unconscionable. A gross violation of social protocol.
I told you not to worry about such things.
All right then. I shan't worry a whit.
So this is Wookiee.
What's with your Hanu friend there?
I am festival leader this season, and have come along to oversee the float's repair. As strange as it may sound, Wuklamat and her friends believe the float is an arcane focus, meant to encourage the growth of our struggling reeds.
Too many Hanu have forgotten, it seems. But that is indeed the true purpose of the lifting of wings. Your education is impressive, Third Promise.
Well, maybe a little.
Allow me to show you where to procure Uyuipo. We can leave the Abokisha to your friends, I presume? Take yourself to Cave Kikitola or thereabouts, and you should find the stones you need.
I've been there once or twice. I can guide you.
That should save us some time.
All right then. Let's get moving.
Chosen one of your rivals is making progress.
Ihiana, you say? Should our first choice fail to deliver, it might be wise to let this play out.
The third-rate promise is making herself useful after all.
Cape Kikitola is southwest of Okihana. We can travel to the village first, then head there. Now I know he has a much higher voice, thanks because he reminded me, but it is very hot. I swear it feels like it's... I need to get the monitor here so I can keep track of this in summer. Feels like it's like 28, 29. Maybe more. Though granted I'm in a humid climate, so it's gonna feel hot regardless. Southwest is here, what's it? Let's be on our way. Well, no. Mother of all rhino beetles, I think, is most definitely Hercules caputerium. That thing is huge. Do you ever get told this is promised? Home to the many deadly creatures. Find your side view called the bed. I will conduct my own search rounds here. You can spot all peroxide by its green hued glimmer, like anything matching that description to me. Mental helps cover the inside of the cave then. You take the west half and I'll take the east. I did see one scene from AAA involving Finn Balor. That alone made it kind of look like it was worthwhile checking out. I don't really have time to watch that much wrestling. I picked out the ground near the entrance but found nothing. Do you have it for a look inside the cave? Rock. Ah yes, this is a Braxel. Along with Pro's contribution, we have more than enough for our needs. These stones you brought shine very brightly. I thank you both. You would have been happy to know that you were doing things right. Should be told, a good friend of mine was meant to be the festival leader for this year's Hannah. But when the big storm hit, he did not survive. It fell to me to carry on instead. That was why you agreed to Woklamat's request, despite your initial reluctance. Yes, it hurts to hear, but she was right. There must more, and I cannot let my grief consume me. Your words made me realize that the path to recovery, our recovery, is already laid out before me, and I will walk it for myself and for my friend. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Please rest assured we've taken your plight to heart. I'm sorry our companions are procuring other materials as we speak. Everything will come together and Hanu shall be also a splendid uplifting festival. That we shall. With that, let's return our delivery of the Braxel into Wookiee's waiting hands. Face as you are saying things from my dislike personally. I mean, I think she would have actually been paying attention to that one, especially when he brought up a dead friend. Sam though, oh no, she is. She's not entirely here right now. Thanks to the promise of mighty swings, we collected some suitable logs of Uyokui. What are the books? Rock. Yes, these are excellent samples. Good quality too. At this stage, you've likely taken some of the thing of these encourages the crops to grow. Not exactly how, eh? Well, you're in for a treat. All goes to plan. The result should be spectacular. Now, to get get to work crafting these pieces for the float. I should use an assistant first in the arcane arts to enhance the aerial's conductivity. And I'd be delighted to help. Everyone else will head back to Oklahoma. We'll be joining you with the float once work here is complete. The goal is to get to the dungeon and the cutscene after, and that's probably what we're going to be calling it. That'll be the end of like the first initial part. Gathering up the Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a trial in itself. At first, Wiki criticized everything I did, and I suddenly yelled I spoken ill of Third Promise and must be punished myself. I proceeded to slam his head into a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tree. I told him not to worry about it. Again, it's like snuffing out a candle. He's an odd one, that's for sure. He's also one of the most popular characters from Dawn Trail. Well, at least we've seen to the pulls and the UI. Now we just have to wait to fill the feathers from the tweens. We should get some rest before the excitement begins. Rumors are true. She's trying to complete the reads by reviving Indiana? Festival is a prayer for healthy crops. Does she honestly believe that will be enough to save our harvest? It's like a promise, meanwhile, barely glance at the fields when we're leaving Okahuna together. When we have so much of our young claimants. I wouldn't be too quick to count on Conan yet. A friend of mine overheard him muttering by the reeds. Something about what needs to be done. Is that so? First we'll get another one of his innovations, I understand. That sounds like Conan. One look at the reeds was all he needed to think of a solution. Our own solution is nearly ready. Indeed. As soon as the orders get back, our long-awaited festival can begin. It took some doing, but we managed to gather competitors to vie for the title win. Chosen. The winner was only too happy to donate his feathers. You should have seen it. He called forth incredible cuts with his feathers sailing from gnomes. We already had to turn ourselves with more difficult than it looks. For Aaron was twirled in the air for a moment before my his foot. I'm a Karina. Magic is not part of our training. As for us, we brought wood and gemstone for replacements crafted by the cave. Those lenses attached them. That's it, we decided to go right in the throat. Guess of other last night. As you will remember being surprised at the thing that is all being waited on top of it. Ryder must be a person with a great esteem, so why an invitation's usually is not the concert. But somehow I have another in mind. Oh, who is it? Our beloved Antenna, Rosy Wings, is only as our guest of honor. Me? This boat won't make me seasick, won't it? I don't think so. We anchor. I can hardly refuse a request from one more enthusiastic about the festival than me. I'll be delighted to ride your float. Thank you for that. My rules for the rest of you as well. We carried the festival float in a slow session was Kai. The sicker stones of the Zales. Like for you to lose, clear up to have the dangerous wildlife so that the session can be run and needed. Christopher, done. You expect me to sit until Wookie Eve has finished this post? Let me come along and help with the clearing. As you know, not much for fighting. I'll stay behind and assist Wookie Eve with this part fire, with the repairs. If you are unstable where you need to go, the path I spoke of begins at the south of the village and branches off the east. It will lead you across the bridge to the stride of the sun. And we shall see about the clearing into the end. Alpaca. As Lenny Hannah said, it should be down this way, then off to the east, where the path branches. Something about the bridges and the stride of the sun. Anyway, let's spread up and get to work. Once you go all the threads, you can find you'll meet up at KCI. Still can't get through a cool gunbreaker combo. Hey Cryo. Bye Cryo. Up and around here. Past the poisoned frogs. Hey Alfie. Man, it's good that I took care of it. I had the Mega Blaster. Hey Alice. Hi Alice. Ah, you're a step ahead of us. This must be the likeness of Sahara. The Hanu deity of the harvest. Are they ancient creations? This possible vessel show memory of that time endured. The subconscious recollection from the inheriting soul provided the basis for an entirely new religion. I have no idea what that means. As far as I know, Ixihai was worshipped on another continent. The ancient faith was brought to Tural by the first Hanahanu. The Hanu migrated from another continent. May have the two share a common ancestor. This is all very fascinating, but shouldn't we be getting back to the Hanu? We want to know the path that's safe for his procession. Right! I need to float without riding the float. I'll run ahead and tell him when we're done. Meanwhile, in Okuhanu,
Not sure we heard you right, old man. Why don't you say that again?
As many times as you'd like. The third promise tasked me with repairing this float, and I'll not relinquish it to an uncultured brute like you. Much less one that can't even manage a simple greeting.
We wanted to handle this in a civilized way, but we're more than willing to kill you.
We have a two-headed problem. Yes, please hurry. She's on her way back already?
Stand back, Wukevu! I will protect the float!
Are you trying to be brave, little bird?
I could never have repaired the float alone. Not properly. But thanks to Wuklamat and her friends, we can hold Ihihana again! This is a priceless treasure! And as festival leader, I would die to protect it!
Very well, if that's what you want.
Cha-cha! Everything into that blow.
Good. The better for you to understand the gulf between us.
But you need more lessons. We'll carve them into your mangy hide until you cry and beg forgiveness.
Your brilliant plan was to steal the float and take the credit. The so-called blessed siblings are nothing but cheats.
Your scorn is sweet music. Come, weaklings. We'll crush you each in turn. Or all together, if you like.
Calm yourself, Chosen One. If you fight in earnest, this will end in a massacre. What's more, we have word that our other prospect is on the verge of success.
then it would be foolish to expend the effort sweating nuts. Lucky for you. Eh?
Ugh, 2 heads. I see Mamuk still clings to that loathsome hope.
Talk to us, Third Promise! You're not dying, are you?
It'll take more than that to kill me. So, are we having this festival or not?
Yes! Yes, we are!
There's something incredibly unsettling about seeing a beak smile. Oh, hey! It's been a while since I've seen things like that happen. Thank you for coming to our rescue. I tried to protect the float, but against the 2 heads, I might as well have not been there. Nonsense! You stood your ground and brought us the time we need to make it back. You're incredibly brave. Okay. The heat is genuinely getting to me, so let's make this the last quest for today. We will start next week with the dungeon. With the exciting interlude over, you'll be pleased to know that my repairs are finished as well. Before we commence the festival, however, it will be courtesy to inform the villagers that Inahana will be held after all. Go forth and do not forget your duties. At this stage, I should hope that the reminder is unnecessary. Oh, Callie! See, I remember. Oh, no, I'm not done yet, Darth. We'll be done soon, is more what I'm saying. I was planning on going longer initially, but combination of the time as well as the fact of turning into a puddle. So let's just finish this off. Besides, you want to see the festival, don't you? Oh, Callie! What? The float is fixed? Our fallen friends would be glad to know that Inahana will soon underway. They will want us to honour them with celebration, not their loss that they are from it. I must go and enjoy the festival for those who no longer can. Festival's about to begin? What do they expect me to say? Besides, of course I'll be there. Many of the stores after us may be been hard on us all, but Open Wings tradition, and a joyous one at that. I will sit here burning my days away. Give me a moment to get ready. you for letting me know. I would very much like to attend the festival. The repairs should be finished as soon as possible. What to do, what to do. I know I'm pleased to hear the festival's going ahead, I imagine. That as well. Once your friends return, the Little Wings can begin at last.
So few have come.
Patience. Once Ihihana gets underway, no Hanu will be able to resist joining in.
Just so! Ukewu knows well the heart of the Hanu. Have faith, Third Promise, and climb aboard the float. It is time for the lifting of wings.
Right. Off we go.
Ihihana is a prayer for bountiful harvest. But this is not its only meaning. It is also an exchange of pledges between rider and bearers, a commitment to a long and fruitful friendship.
Listen well, friends! The personage we bear today is Wuklamat, the savior of our beloved festival! Let your shoulders burn, or your feathers fall out, but do not even think of dropping her! Ready and...
I could get used to this.
Will empty bellies stop you from joining in the fun? Come and help us carry the float!
Well, well, well. To see the day that Dawn's promise would ride our boat again. We've not had the honor since you were here, Gulul Jaja.
Right, we've enough bearers now! Onwards to Kozanuaki!
Watch well, for you are about to bear witness to the true glory of Ihihana. The float draws upon our life force, concentrating and amplifying the energy. Tishaihi then receives that energy and expels it in a great burst, where it showers down upon the land to replenish its vital currents.
It worked!
Like a literal charm.
The float really was helping the reeds.
That was amazing! To think that such a thing was even possible!
I'm a puddle, Maktai. I'm a puddle. Should I have left the float behind like that? I was so excited to see the reeds. Nothing to worry about yourself over. My brother has been swept by the festival fever. Last I saw, they were taking turns on carrying the poles on the way back to the village. Please feel free to look over the fields and enjoy the sight of what you've accomplished.
Some of them still look a bit sickly.
I imagine even the harvest magic has its limits. If the Hanu continue their festival tradition year after year, though, the entire field should eventually recover.
Where does that leave us with the feet, then?
You've got nothing to fear on that account. Our situation could never have resolved itself. The revival of even a single reed would have served to demonstrate your commitment to the task. That you recognized the nature of the float and found a near-perfect solution in Ihihana proves your dedication. What's more, I don't think I've seen the festival produce such impressive results since I was a mere chirper. We have been lax in maintaining the float, diluting its magic and reducing Ihihana to hollow theater. But today's events remind us of the power in tradition.
Connor!
I was delayed by an unpleasant encounter, but it seems I arrived at a good time.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
What? You just pour in some mystery liquid and problem solved?
Stagnant ether was to blame for the reed's poor condition. I assumed that was an alchemical concoction which enhances ethereal conductivity. It utilized the flowing water as an ethereal current, thereby promoting the transfer of life energies.
A method I could not have devised without the education I received at the Studium and the cooperation of my Archon allies.
Archon allies?
You see, Lamachi, this is why we need to embrace foreign knowledge and technology. Employed appropriately, they make light work of what would otherwise be arduous labor. There's no need to lug around heavy floats.
Well, you always were the clever one, brother.
Your approach was no less effective, Wuklamat. It achieved the same result.
Indeed it did. And you enjoyed the festival, yes?
I did. It was so much fun. Having visited your village before, I thought I knew everything about it. As it turns out, I knew very little. About the reeds, about Ihihana. With all I've learned this time, I feel as though I've really come to know the Hanu. And I like you even more now than I did before.
The feeling is mutual. And it's not just you who had a lot to learn either. I'll never look at our float the same way again.
The two of you have exceeded expectations. Come forth and claim your stones.
Five more to go.
And on to the next.
Not even a moment of celebration. That's Kona for you.
The third promise? You must join us for Ihihana next season. As Dawn Servant, of course.
Right. It's back to Tulihiola for now. Thank you for having us. I look forward to seeing you all again.
These are interesting times indeed.
I wonder how the other two are supposed to solve this.
The concoction was brewed by Kona himself. It's a test vial, but it should contain the same reagents.
Good work. We'll use whatever we must to win. For win we must.
My journey has just started, and already I've met so many wonderful people. O'Keefe was, for one, he's a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be a respectable culture as he is. Lano Hanuk has It warms my heart to see him honor his departed friend. To Ini Hannah, and to help others do the same. I can't help but feel excited thinking of who else I might feel over the course of the contest. Come on, let's head back to Zaprotai. Yes, Mektai. Bako Jaja do be cheating. I mean, he started that test off threatening to just kill the Lector and taking the stone. To which she promptly pointed out that preparations will be made. If any of the Lectors are killed in a fight without their consent, whoever did it is immediately disqualified. Shocking, I know that they thought that they were able to think of such measures as disqualification if you kill the electors. But yeah, I'm actually, unfortunately, Magtai, I'm actually on the verge of wrapping up because I can't keep going tonight. I am. So let's go find a raid target. In fact, I think one just started, which is perfect. I'm gonna send you off to Miss Sayanella. Well, just Miss Sayanella. As they're literally just starting. Thank you for everyone who turned up. There is a possibility that there might not be a stream next week, because next Monday begins a 5-day process when I'm getting a new bathroom installed. I won't know until next Monday to see what kind of state I'm in. But I'm just putting a warning out there that might be 2 weeks until the next stream. But for now, I'm going to bid you all adieu. Thank you everyone who turned up. Until either next Monday or the Monday after, I hope you have fantastic weeks ahead of you. Until next time, cheery bye. Cheery cheery.